In this one, I'm gonna show you guys 2 rigging techniques that may help you catch more fish in the hot summer months. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome. What's up everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys 2 new techniques that I'm gonna try that will hopefully help me catch more fish during the hot summer. I'm gonna do a little bit of tackle rigging for some techniques that I personally have never used before. One is gonna be a modification on a technique that I have used, and the other is gonna be a completely new technique altogether. Both of these things I think are gonna help me put more fish in the boat, as we're currently having consecutive days of 100+ degree temperatures, and the fish are slowing down, they're moving out deeper, and finessing and dragging around on the bottom out there in a little bit deeper water I think is going to be the key to putting numbers in the boat this summer. So I'm going to try a couple things I've never done before, and I'm going to show you guys what they are in this video. I have a couple different rods over here, and I'm just going to walk you guys through what I'm going to do to hopefully catch more fish out there in the heat. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If this is your first time watching, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on a mission to hit 100,000. We just recently surpassed 12,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit that milestone. But we want to color in this whole bar right here and obtain that elusive silver play button. Can't do it without you guys. So if you like fishing content and you enjoy what you see, if you have fun watching the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Click that notification bell so you see all my future content, and ride with me over here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Started from the bottom, now we're here. So hopefully we can keep growing this beast incrementally and turn it into something even bigger than what we've already created. That being said, I'm extremely blessed and fortunate to have so many of you guys who have chosen to ride with me already. So thank you so much. If you guys didn't see my 12,000 subscriber celebration video where I showed every single rod and reel in my arsenal, that's one video back. You can go check that out if you're interested in seeing more of the setups that I use while I'm out there on the water. New fishing content coming at you all the time over here on this channel, and I would love to have you guys on board with what we have going on. But let's get off into this tackle rigging, man. First things first, I had this setup right here rigged up with 3/8 ounce pitch black tungsten bullet weight, a 4/0 EWG, and a prawn from 6th Sense Fishing, and I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna put it over to a rod that I got broke off on. This was actually my backup Texas rig setup, but I wanna throw this on a little heavier action rod, so I'm gonna grab a 7' 4" heavy action unicorn, and I'm gonna tie this bait onto that really quick, and then we'll get off into rigging this new stuff that I have over here on the table. Let's do it. Take this rod sleeve off, which I would like to mention really quick, the 6th Sense rod sleeves, super nice. I've gone on to replace just about every rod sleeve in my boat with these things. If you guys are looking for a nice quality rod sleeve that won't get snagged up in your hooks and your rod won't poke through the end of, check these things out, man. They also just released some for spinning rods, so for you finesse guys out there, they have these things available for the spinning rods now. Check them out, man. JR10 for the win. JR10 at checkout on 6thsensefishing.com. It's gonna give you 10% off everything on the website. Baits, the rods, rod sleeves, everything, man. It's also an excellent way to support the channel. Like I said, I got broke off on this setup last time while I was out there. This is my 7' 4" heavy unicorn rod, and this is what I would prefer to throw a little bit of a heavier Texas rig on. So I'm gonna pull this 6th Sense rod sleeve off of this bad boy, set it off to the side. I'm gonna cut that prawn off the medium heavy, and I'm gonna tie it onto this heavy, and then we'll move on. Yeah, I got snagged up while I was out there fishing, couldn't get it loose, ended up breaking it off, losing my tungsten and my hook. It's always rough when you throw tungsten down to the bottom of the lake. No good. All right, go ahead and clip this prawn off of the medium heavy. Set that over to the side. I'm gonna grab a pack of these peg stoppers, man. These are 6th Sense peg stoppers, super nice. Heaters only from the 6, everything they make high quality. A little bit of something for everybody on 6thsensefishing.com, man. Whether you like hard baits or whether you like soft plastics. I also have hooks and tackle. This is 15-pound fluorocarbon. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a peg on here now. Peg this weight. Super tight fit on these pegs, man. They don't slide like extremely easy like some of the other pegs on the market. These things are good to go. Throw my bullet weight on there. That's tungsten bullet weight, 6th Sense 3/8 ounce pitch black tungsten. Like I said, they got all the tackle for you guys. And now what I'm gonna do is tie on my 4/0 with a prawn. 4/0 EWG with a prawn, 4.2 watermelon red. I'm gonna use an improved clinch knot. I go 8 wraps on my improved clinch knot. Some people go 6, some people go 7. I always do 8 for Troy Aikman. Back in the day, back when the Cowboys were actually good, Troy Aikman, number 8, my favorite number. And that's always got the job done for me. You wanna make sure you wet your line when you're cinching that knot down. Fluorocarbon will burn itself if you don't put a little lubrication on there when you're tightening that knot down. Check your fluorocarbon after you tie the knot. Make sure you, and actually, look at that, man. I got a little rash in that fluorocarbon. See that? Don't let that slide, man. I'm gonna have to retie this. Let's go ahead and check up a little higher. Perfect example right there, man. Real world. I didn't feel that at first. I'm glad I checked it. A big fish would break that off, man. If you have any abrasions in your fluorocarbon, it won't even take that big of a fish to break that off, really. So check that line again. Yeah, man, she's rashed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that peg stopper up a little bit more. Cut the line off above that rash and retie. Take the time. Do it right, man. You'd hate to lose a big fish because you didn't check your fluorocarbon and retie. Ask me how I know. Oh, he broke me off. Oh, stupid. Man. God, that one stings, dude. That's feeling pretty solid. I'm gonna go ahead and retie my improved clinch knot now. Yeet. Fishing knot a lot of the times is personal preference. If you tie it right, the improved clinch knot's a really good knot. Palomar knot is also a knot that I use a lot of times. Two really popular knots. Some guys get really crazy with their knots and tie the triple Daytona San Diego 5000, but for me, I usually bounce back and forth in between a Palomar knot and the improved clinch knot. There we go. Now I got my bait tied on, rash-free fluorocarbon. Should be good to go next time I'm out there fishing. Set up on the heavy action unicorn. There it is, man. One last look at the setup. 6 Sense Fishing, 7 foot, 4 inch. Heavy fast action unicorn. Like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing every rod and reel setup that I use for bass fishing, one video back, that's out there for you. Set this off to the side and we'll move on to the next technique that I'm gonna tie on. Now this right here is gonna be a modification on the same technique that we just set up. This is gonna be another Texas rig, but we're gonna do a couple little special things to it to try and increase our bite, get a little bit more attention while we're down there on the water, make a little bit of noise, and also we're gonna downsize and use a smaller profile bait. The bait that I'm gonna be tying on with this is the Zoom Super Speed Craw. A little bit smaller profile than the prawn. Watermelon candy is the color. I wanna give a shout out to my friend Cecil, who uses the technique that you're gonna see me set up right here a lot. And dude is a straight hammer. He catches a lot of fish. Sometimes while I'm out there and can't even buy a bite, he'll put like 35 fish in the boat. He's giving me a little bit of advice. I'm gonna downsize. I'm gonna use this Zoom Speed Craw, and I'm gonna do just a couple little tricks to the rig, hopefully make a little bit more noise. And we're gonna use these Brad's beads right here to do it. These are just small red fishing beads. You can get these anywhere. Just a little accessory, something to add a little bit of noise, a little bit of click and clack to that bait down there, hopefully get those fish's attention. So I've got 2 of these beads right here. Also got a small tungsten bullet weight, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce, whatever you wanna use. And I'm gonna rig it up on a 3/0 6 Sense stout wide gap hook. So that's gonna be the deal on this one, man. Just a little bit smaller profile Texas rig over here on the Sensory medium heavy rod. Hopefully entice some more bites out there in the summer. Give the fish something a little bit more snack size to munch on. I apologize for the lighting variations in this video. I've got partly cloudy. It keeps rolling back and forth in between sunny and cloudy. So it is what it is, man. You guys bear with me on the lighting changes in the video. You know, I like to film out here in the garage, try to give you guys the best possible picture on the camera. But when it's partly cloudy, it makes for some rickety lighting adjustments, and I do appreciate your understanding. I'm gonna peg this weight as well on this setup. So just like last time, I'm gonna take my 6 Sense bobber stopper here, go ahead and get that on the line. I know I have some beginners here on the channel. If you guys never seen these before, they're just little rubber things that go on your line and keep the bullet weight from sliding up and down. Sometimes pegging your weight is a good thing, sometimes it's not a good thing. I have a lot of luck doing both techniques, so sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, and it sort of all just depends on what kind of mood I'm in and what I think the fish may be wanting. If I want a slower fall, I won't peg it, but for right now, we're gonna peg this bad boy. So I got my peg stopper on there. I'm gonna thread my bullet weight on, just like that. Now I'm gonna thread both of these little beads on there. 1, 2, and there that is. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. That's gonna be the deal right there. It's one of the reasons why I'm using a little bit lighter weight here. We're gonna be adding bulk to the bait with these beads, the peg stopper. And by the time I get the stout hook on there, it's gonna be heavy enough to throw on this medium heavy rod. So I'm gonna pull one of these 3/0 stout wide gap hooks out. Like I said, man, the 6 has all your tackle needs covered. And this is what we're gonna be tying on here to throw our Zoom Speed Craw with. Another improved clinch knot coming at you. 8 wraps through the hole at the bottom, then through the hole that you just made. Pull your tag in, wet the line, cinch it down. You guys know the deal. I don't normally teach you guys how to tie knots here on the channel. I just tell you what knots I'm using. And if you want to learn how to tie them, there's so many videos out there on how to tie specific fishing knots. You guys can go check that out on your own. But there is the improved clinch knot right there. Tied up clean and mean. Clip off that tag. Make sure she's good to go and not slipping. Feels good to me. Slide my peg back down. And there's the setup, man. Lighter weight, 2 beads, 3/0 hook. Now let's get this Speed Craw on there. Shout outs to my homie Cecil, always giving me the bait recommendations. And I'm always open to learning, taking on new ideas and learning new techniques, things to try that I may not be thinking about. I'm guilty of falling in love with certain baits and techniques, I will admit, but I'm open to new ideas and I love learning new things. So that is what we're doing here. There's the new rig, man. Hopefully we can get some more bites with this thing, make a little bit of noise, a little bit of chitter chatter here, these beads rattling around, and a little bit smaller profile cross style bait. I'll go back and forth in between this and the prawn and we'll see how we do. There's one more look at the setup, man. Gonna be throwing that on the 7 foot 3 inch medium heavy. One more thing that you can do, these claws on this a little bit larger profile. So I'm gonna take they make a smaller one that I don't have in yet. I ordered some smaller ones. They're not here yet. So what I'm gonna do is just take a pair of scissors and just trim off the edge of the claws. Just take a little bit off the edge of the plastic on the claws. Boom, just like that. And that's gonna lower that profile and make it just a little bit smaller, a little bit easier for those fish to munch. And that's gonna be the deal right there, man. Watermelon candy, one of my favorite colors, confidence colors. That's the Zoom Super Speed Craw. Got the Ultra Vibes on the way, and I will be adjusting if I need to those, but for right now, I think this setup right here is gonna do work. Hopefully it will do work. I don't know, we're gonna find out together, man. Stay tuned to the channel if you wanna see me fishing with this stuff. We got one more setup to go through, and this one is entirely new to me. It's gonna be completely new, something I've never done before when it comes to bass fishing ever. But a lot of people have a lot of faith in it, sort of like a love-hate thing going on out there. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm gonna find out how I feel about the Carolina rig really soon, which is what we're gonna be setting up here. This is the 7-foot, 5-inch, heavy power, fast action Lux Series rod, and I'm gonna throw a Carolina rig on this thing and throw a big old plastic worm on it. See if we can get bit on the Carolina rig in the summertime. Let's go, man. Let me show you guys how I'm gonna rig this up. Got a 6-cents jig with a stroker craw tied on there right now. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that off. Now, like I said, the Carolina rig is totally new to me. I didn't want to invest a bunch of money in expensive gear before I even found out if I like fishing this way. So I just hopped online and ordered some more economically priced pre-rigged Carolina rig setups. This is a 1/2 ounce weight with some beads and a swivel. Well, there it is, man. You guys can see what it is. There's the setup, man. This is what we're gonna be using to set up our Carolina rig. Just a little pre-made, pre-formulated Carolina rig, 1/2 ounce bullet weight with a swivel. So the idea is you tie this onto your main line and then you tie a leader on down here, and then your hook and your worm will go on the end of that leader. So I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing that I did with the baits that you just saw me tie on, improved clinch knot. There we go. Now I'm gonna tie on a leader, and I'm gonna tie my hook onto that leader. I'm gonna be using 15-pound Sunline Assassin fluorocarbon for my leader. Some people like a monofilament leader, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm gonna go with fluorocarbon because I have this spool here with just a little bit left on it. I think it's gonna be perfect. Now I need to figure out how long I want my leader to be. I think I'm gonna go about that long right there. Just blob it. Yup. Yup. That'll work. Tie my leader onto my little Carolina rig doohickey thing here. All right, got a good little length of leader there tied onto our Carolina rig. Got to run out to the boat and grab a hook real quick. I'll be right back. Look who showed up for the video. What's up? How y'all doing? Whole squad rolled up. Yeah, how are you? Haven't seen you in a couple days. You want some almonds? Here you go. This is my deer squad. This is the mother to that deer right there, that doe. This doe had that doe a couple seasons ago. The rest of the squad over there, they come by every day, say what's up. Yeah, there's some for you too. Yeah, my dear homies. Good times, man. Everybody eats. There you go, there you go. Squad up. Love the deer, man. All right, let's get this Carolina rig done, man. Let me go grab a hook out of the boat and I'll meet you guys back over there at the tackle wall. All right, back at the tackle wall now. Before we finish rigging up that Carolina rig, I want to show you guys these right here, the Zoom Ultra Vibe Speed Craw, which is going to be another option for the 3/0 smaller profile Texas rig bait that we just rigged up on the last setup. This is actually the bait that my homie Cecil recommended. I wanted to show them to you guys really quickly, just in case they won't buy the Super Speed Craw. I'll be switching up to this bad boy, just a little smaller profile, the Ultra Vibe. Hopefully be able to get bit, but that's one of the reasons why I trimmed the claws down on the last one. I meant to order these, but I accidentally ordered the Super Speed Craw. They're just a little bit larger, a little bit bulkier, but honestly, not much difference as you can see. So I'm hoping they'll still do the trick. And if not, we'll adjust and throw on the Ultra Vibe. Just wanted to show you guys that really quick before we made our way back to Carolina, which is where we're gonna go now. I'm gonna finish this off. Looks like I've got a little bit too long of a leader, so I'm gonna trim off some of that. This is a Gamakatsu 4/0 EWG extra wide gap worm hook. Same thing, improved clinch knot. There we go. Tied up, rigged and secured Carolina rig on this end, worm hook over here on this end. And let me show you guys the soft plastic that I'm gonna rig up on here. It's gonna be another Zoom bait, a little bit different trend in today's video. As you guys know, I ride with 6 cents. Got a bunch of 6 cents tackle over here on the wall, but I also really love the Zoom stuff. And this is an excellent option for everybody out there. Everybody can find this stuff economically priced, just a few bucks per pack on just about every Zoom bait that you can find. This right here is the Watermelon Candy Magnum Trick Worm from Zoom. Probably my favorite soft plastic worm. Super confidence bait. Caught a lot of really big fish on this exact worm right here. And I love throwing a larger profile straight tail worm in the summertime. So that is what I'm gonna go with on this Carolina rig. You guys know how to rig one of these things up, but I'll show you anyway. Straight through the middle, through the nose, about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Out the bottom, Then push that bad boy up to the bend in the hook, turn it around to where it's sitting like that. Then you're gonna look at where the hook bend sits on your worm. You're gonna mark it with your finger, come onto the bottom and push the hook point through right at that exact spot, and boom, you're gonna have a perfectly straight rigged, Texas rigged worm. And that is gonna be my Carolina rig setup right there. A little bit cumbersome, a little bit hard to deal with because you got all this extra stuff going on with the leader and the weight. But the idea is, of course, to put more fish in the boat. And hopefully this will help us do so, man. I'll be throwing this in deep water, out on flats and points, drop-offs, anywhere I can find those bigger fish, maybe sitting out a little bit deeper in the summer. As you can tell, I got the Carolina rig way up here. Good little length of leader. I could shorten that a little bit probably, but it'll be good if I have to retie. And there it is, man. Large profile Magnum trick worm from Zoom, 7 foot 5 inch heavy power fast action Lux series rod, and that is going to be the deal for the Carolina rig, man. And that's going to wrap up today's tackle rigging video. Just a little bit of a different type of video, showing you guys some new stuff that I plan on using while I'm out there on the water, hopefully learning a little bit more about fishing using the Carolina rig for the first time, downsizing my Texas rig, adding those beads, just trying to expand my repertoire. Take that advice from my friend Cecil. Shout outs to you if you're watching, brother. Thank you again for always chiming in with that knowledge. Dude has been fishing this lake for a long time, so I'll really pay attention to what he says and try to take heed, and that is what I'm gonna do here. I'll go back over the baits that I showed you in this video. First up, the smaller profile crawfish style bait, the Ultra Vibe Speed Craw from Zoom. We'll adjust and downsize to this. The Super Speed Craw doesn't work. There's a Watermelon Candy Super Speed Craw. We trim the claws down just a little bit to give it a smaller profile. Hopefully we'll be able to catch them on that. Confidence color there, that Watermelon Candy. Also, the Magnum Trick Worm from Zoom, also Watermelon Candy, super confidence color. And then of course there at the beginning, you saw me clip off the Prawn 4.2 from 6 Cents Fishing. I can't help you save money on the Zoom stuff, but I can help you save money with 6 Cents Fishing. Shop around on 6centsfishing.com and use my code JR10 for 10% off everything on the website. Also, huge shout outs to Waterland for showing us support. If you guys are interested in the same sunglasses that you see me wear while I'm out there fishing in the videos, also while I'm sitting out here in the garage, they are Waterland Angler-Born quality built fishing optics. Amazing sunglasses, waterlandco.com. Right now during the launch, you can use my code JR10 for 35% off these heaters. If you guys want to see me fish with this stuff, make sure you sub to the channel to catch all my future content by smashing those notification bells, and you'll see right when I post a new video. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I'll see you on the next one.